Okay, today's lesson is called percent of change. Our objectives are to know what percent of change means, as well as the words markup and discount, and then we are going to be solving problems involving percent of change. And we've been talking about what standard all of this comes from. I actually have it listed on this slide. Use proportional relationships to solve multi-step ratio and percent problems. So remember when we did that first unit, ratio and proportion unit, our list of standards is long. We had all these standards we have to cover. This unit is all based on this one standard because it takes a lot of work to get to the point where we can solve these multi-step percent problems. So really should be broken down into all of these different types. So all of my objectives break us down into the types of problems you need to know as 7th graders, the types of problems that they are going to ask you. Okay, here's what percent of change is. Percent of change is just the ratio of change to the initial amount. Initial or starting amount. So a ratio is just a comparison of two quantities by division, so it's just something over something. Every percent is a ratio of something over 100. Now when stores sell something, they sell the item for more money than they paid for it. This is called a markup. So a lot of you are involved in sports, and there are concession stands at your sport, and you sell food at the concession stand to make money. You probably have parents donating the bags of things that you sell, perhaps. I know that's how we do it in gymnastics. So I have to donate this weekend a big bag of lots of the little bags of chips. So each little bag of chips might only cost me 25 cents or so by the time I pay for the whole big thing. But we turn around and sell those chips for $1 each. So we end up making money off of each bag. We mark up the prices so that we can make a profit. Sometimes stores put something on sale for a cheaper price. This is called a discount. Sometimes it's when something's on sale, that's a discount. So a lot of times this is a really good time. There's a lot of discounts on winter clothing because stores are getting ready to break out the spring clothing. I know at Walmart the other day someone was buying a huge cart full of Christmas decorations, so they were taking advantage of the discounts on the Christmas stuff after Christmas. Now when we find percent of change, we're using the ratio of change to original. So remember we had percent over 100 equals part over whole. That was our basic percent proportion. Whenever we are doing change over original, the change is the part. The original is the whole. So this goes with, it's not something completely new. Let's look at the first problem, and we'll talk about how to find the change, which you guys might remember from the integer chapter. Anne Marie's Designer Outlet sold shirts for $69.99 last week. Those are some expensive shirts. This week they are on sale for $59.99. What is the percent of change? So we have here a discount where the shirts are cheaper now than they were last week, and we're going to find the percent of change. So we have to find, first of all, what the change is. How are we going to find the change? What do we do? Adria?
Whatever the sale was.
Okay, so what is the change on this problem?
$10.
$10. The change from $69.99 to $59.99 is $10. Is it a positive 10 or negative 10?
Negative.
Negative 10 because it's getting smaller. So remember, to find change, we do end minus start. Do you remember when I had that written on the poster that was here when we were in the rational number unit? When we had integer problems, sometimes it would ask you to find the change between two integers. And to find the change between two integers, you would take the end minus the start. So to find percent of change, we're going to do end minus start over the original, which we could say is the start. So if I take the end, which is $59.99, that's the second price, minus $69.99, and then I'm going to divide by the starting price. So I'm going to divide by $69.99. So $59.99 minus $69.99 is negative 10 over $69.99. If I do 10 divided by $69.99, I get 0.143. Now that is a decimal. I do need to convert that to a percent. So what percent would that be? Violet?
14.3%.
Good, 14.3%. So the percent of change is a discount of 14.3%. You either need to say that it was a discount or you need to express it as a negative number, but you don't have to do both. You wouldn't want to say that the percent of change is a discount of negative 14.3 because discount means negative. Okay, any questions about that? Okay, let's look at example 2. It's very important to make sure you know what the original amount is, because if you label your numbers improperly, you are not going to get it right, most likely. All right, Carmen's Bicycle Shop purchases bicycles from their warehouse for $399.99. They sell them in the shop for $599.99. What is the percent of change? Grace, which number is the starting amount up there?
399.
Okay, good. Harley, what is the change?
$200.
Okay, and how did you find that change?
$5.99 minus $3.99.
Good, $5.99.99 minus $3.99.99, and we know that that's 200. I'm gonna write that over here. What are we gonna divide by here, Irene?
We're going to divide by 399.99.
Good. So we know that this is 200. We're going to divide 200 by $399.99. Where did my calculator go? I had one up there. I must have exited. Let me find it again. Okay, now, something to be really careful about. A lot of you are going to be just clicking buttons on your calculator. Because of the way this is written, you have to do this and then hit equals before you divide by $399.99. I solved the top first and I put 200, so I'm going to do 200 divided by $399.99. So let's do that first, and then I'm going to show you what would happen if you didn't do it the right way. I think I might have typed minus. Wait a second. I gotta start this again. 200 divided by $399.99. Okay, so I get 0.50. What would that be as a percent? Zoe?
Percent?
No, not 5%. Have to move it over 2 places. Read. 50%. So the percent is 50%. So we had a markup of 50%. Now, give me your attention about this, because this is really important, because I know a lot of you are going to do this wrong in your calculators if I don't show you this. If you just type 599.99, oops, whoa, I got too many nines there. 0.99 minus 399.99 divided by 399.99. I don't get 50%. I get 598.99. That is not correct. You have to make sure you do 599, there it goes again, 0.99 minus 399.99.
You added it.
I know, I see that. Equals, you have to make sure it's like this is in parentheses, and your calculator has to do the parentheses first, or it will do it in the wrong order. And then you divide this by 399.99. Okay? So be careful of that. I'm not gonna delete my calculator this time. All right, the next two problems I would like you to try on your own, and then we will talk about them. All right, let's go over this. Eli, what did you do to solve number 3?
I took the sale price, which is $457.96, minus the original price, which is $597.96.
Okay.
And then I put the division line or whatever.
Okay.
And I put under it 597.96 again.
Okay, and when you did all that, what did you get as an answer?
Like percent or just
Yeah, what did you get as your
I got-
answer at first?
I got negative 140 over 597.96.
Okay, so you got negative 140 over 597.96, and then,
That equals negative 0.23, and then I took away the negative sign and changed it to 20%.
okay, and what did you circle here?
Discount.
Discount. The negative sign, when you get a negative sign, that basically means that it's a discount. So 23%. And if you rounded it a little, if you rounded it to the nearest tenth instead, I have 23.4%. Okay, any questions about number 3? Okay, let's go on to example 4.
So,
Oh wait, go ahead, Jake.
so the negative sign doesn't even matter?
No, if you were to say, if you didn't use the word discount, then you would have to say that the percent of change was negative 23%. But since you're saying discount, that means that it decreased, and so you don't have to rewrite the negative sign. It's like a double negative.
Okay, so, but you have to have the negative to get the right answer?
No, not necessarily. You might find the change and not get a negative answer, but then you might say, oh, I can see that that's a discount. So you might still pick the right answer even if you don't set it up exactly right.
Okay, so, even if it always says discount, and it's negative? sign?
You would always get a negative answer if you set it up as end minus start over start. Yes,
I
Amy?
think it's 23.4%.
Yes. Yep. In fact, I prefer 23.4%. Okay, example 4. Ailey, tell me what you did to solve this one.
First, I subtracted 1,763 by 1,395,
Okay.
and I got 368.
Okay.
And then I put 368 over 1,763,
Okay.
and I got 20.9%.
20 point. Oh, wait a second. You put this over 1,763. Is this your starting amount? What comes first? The year 2000 or the year 2005? The year 2000 comes first, right? So the number that you should put under here is the other one. Okay, volunteer if you did it this way. What did you get as an answer? Violet?
Oh, 26%.
26%, or you would get, if you rounded a little further, 0.264, so it would be 26 1.4%. Is that a increase or decrease? Haley, increase or decrease? Increase in population. We wouldn't call that a markup because you don't mark up the population increases. Guy? If I said to round the percent to the nearest tenth, you would. I didn't specify, so no, it wouldn't technically be wrong because I did not specify. Okay, so you have to be really careful about that start. It helps sometimes to circle the start in the problem so you remember which number you're going to divide by. Jake?
Don't you, how do you know which number goes first? Because I wrote it as 1,395 minus 1,763.
You always take the end minus the start so that you get the correct positive or negative number. So the population of Gomertown was 1,395 people in the year 2000. In 2005, the population was 1,763. 2000 happened before 2005, right?
Yes.
So this is the start. Now, if you did it the other way and you did it backwards, you would have gotten a negative answer, right? Which would imply, you guys can take your break if you want, it would imply that it was a decrease and not an increase. So that's where that becomes important.